92 years old, 40 years in power, and now he wants more. In July, Cameroon's President Paul Biya announced on X that he's running again in October elections. If he wins, it will be his 8th consecutive term, keeping him in office until he's 99. That would make him Africa's second longest serving head of state, behind only Equatorial Guinea's Teodoro Obiang, who has been in power for 43 years now.
Paul Biya is the second president of the Republic of Cameroon. His personality is very complex because he is not a very accessible president.
So how has Paul Biya managed this political longevity?
He's very smart, especially when it comes to politics. He knows very well, he knows how to handle the game.
A game he has played for more than 4 decades.
No matter your crisis, he always has solutions to your problem.
In his announcement, Biya reassured Cameroonians, "Rest assured that my determination to serve you is commensurate with the serious challenges facing us." But as he steps into the race again, the question remains, at 92, is Paul Biya's candidacy a promise of steady leadership or proof that change in Cameroon is still out of reach? Cameroon, often called Africa in miniature or small Africa, lies at the crossroads of West and Central Africa. Here, you can experience nearly every African landscape: deserts in the north, rainforest in the south, and vibrant cities in between. With 29 million people, over 250 ethnic groups, and dozens of languages, Cameroon is a cultural melting pot. Both French and English are official languages, a legacy of colonial power France and Britain, who divided the country into French and English-speaking regions. The British and the French secured the territory after driving the Germans into exile during World War I. Cameroon gained independence in 1960 under Amadou Ahidjo, who ruled for 22 years. In 1982, Paul Biya, then a relatively unknown politician, succeeded Ahidjo and has been shaping the country's modern history ever since.
It is like the country is stopped since 1982. You have the same people, the same person. And today, if you regard the leading class, the ruling class in Cameroon, they are all over 70 and 80 years.
Born in 1933 to missionary parents in southern Cameroon, Biya was once expected to become a priest. Instead, he studied law and political science in Paris, entered the civil service, and rose quickly through the ranks. By 1979, he was prime minister, and in 1982, he became president after Ahidjo's sudden resignation. He would go on to rule Cameroon, surviving 2 coup attempts, and more recently, quelled a separatist insurgency in the northwest and southwest of the country.
Centralization of power, that is what he has done to be in power. Because if you notice, most of the big or most of the important sectors in the country are under the Constitutional Council is under the president, everything. So he makes sure that all the leaders in these sectors are answerable to him.
A constitutional change in 2008 removed term limits.
So there is no limitation, no mandate limitation, whether for him as the president, no limitation for parliamentarians, no limitation for all the officials, so that they can stay, they can rule as they want to life. So it is very complicated.
Biya's legacy is complex. Supporters credit him with maintaining stability and keeping Cameroon out of regional conflicts.
Our country, especially the region where I come from, the southwest region, we are faced with some security challenges. We don't want people who are hot-blooded, people who will not be cool as the head of state to lead us at this point in time. We think he has what it takes to lead us at this point in time.
This peaceful environment is often seen as a foundation for steady development. Yet, despite Cameroon's wealth in oil and agriculture, economic growth remains slow, GDP projected at 3.7% in 2024, and poverty continues to rise.
We can talk to Cameroon as a stable country. because we have one head of state since 43 years, because the integrity of the territory is maintained, but peoples are not feeling very good because the situation didn't give them more opportunities.
Critics also argue that under Biya, democratic reforms have been rolled back, especially since Africa's wave of multi-party politics in the 1990s, raising concerns about Cameroon's political direction.
This idea of multipartism is a strategy to divide the opposition party. You get it? And that is one of the smartest ways that Paul Biya has used to be in power. He brings up this idea of multipartism to divide the opposition party or parties, let me put it that way. And with this, none of them have been able to win the election, or they have been able to even have a stage towards winning the election.
President Paul Biya is preparing to face 13 candidates in the upcoming elections. However, the opposition has suffered a major setback. Cameroon's Electoral Commission has rejected the candidacy of Maurice Kamto, widely seen as Biya's main challenger. Meanwhile, Cameroon's youth face urgent challenges. Youth unemployment sits at about 6.4%, nearly twice the national average. Many young people feel the political system ignores their priorities and is yet to exploit their potential.
At the heart of Cameroon's story is a people full of resilience, talent, and hope. Yet they are trapped in a political system that isn't evolved with them. Cameroonians aren't asking for miracles, you get it. We are asking for accountability or accountable leadership, inclusive governance. The youth should be involved, and also a future where our young people feel they have a stake in their own country, not what we are seeing today.
This growing gap between an ambitious younger generation and an aging leadership fuels frustration, migration, and warnings from analysts about a ticking time bomb for the country's future.
In Cameroon now, if you are in 50 year or 60, you are considered as young in that system. You are a people of 93 years, you cannot ask him to behave like a young people. Physically, he cannot be available or be active like the people can wish or can want. And also mentally, it is also difficult for him to be at the top 24 hours and 7 days a week.
Few African leaders have had Biya's longevity in power.
We are not saying that Mr. Biya is a bad person or is a bad person. No, he has done his own, but at least he's of age, so he should try to give the opportunity to the youth.
As Cameroon heads to the polls this October, will the tactical politician maintain his grip on power, or will the restive youth make a decisive vote to usher in change in the Central African country?